In the heart of Malaysia, the Sultanate of Johor stands as one of the wealthiest and most powerful states. Historically, the royal family has held significant influence, not just within Malaysia, but across Southeast Asia. Sultan Ibrahim, the current Sultan of Johor, is one of the wealthiest men in the country, with an estimated fortune of 5.7 billion. His influence and legacy are monumental, but there's a particular chapter in his life that resonates deeply with the people of Malaysia, one that still evokes deep sorrow. This chapter is about his son, Abdul Jalil, who tragically passed away at the age of 25, far too young for someone with such a promising future. Abdul Jalil's life was one full of hope, charity, and service. He was not just the son of a king, but a prince who genuinely cared for his people. His untimely death left a void, not just for his family, but for the entire nation. Today we explore his life, his ambitions, his legacy, and the unfortunate fate that led to his passing. Born in July 1990, Abdul Jalil was the son of Sultan Ibrahim and his wife, Raja Zarith Sophia. He was given the name Abdul Jalil, which means servant of the Almighty in Arabic. From the very beginning, Abdul Jalil's life was shaped by the hopes and dreams of his parents, who believed that he would grow up to be the pillar of the state, a strong figure for the people and a future leader. Like many royal children, Abdul Jalil was expected to lead a life of luxury and privilege. However, his story would turn out to be very different from what many might have expected for a prince. As a child, Abdul Jalil was not just sheltered by the grandeur of his royal lineage. He was deeply connected to his people, and as he grew older, he began to display a genuine interest in improving the lives of others. Unlike many royal heirs who become blinded by the trappings of wealth and power, Abdul Jalil proved to be a humble and kind-hearted individual who genuinely cared about the world around him. After completing his primary and secondary education in Johor, Abdul Jalil pursued his passion for zoology. His love for animals led him to a simple job at the Singapore Zoo, where he worked as a caretaker in the reptile section. This was a far cry from the glamorous life one might expect of a prince. Abdul Jalil's fascination with the natural world took him to the Zoological Society of London, where he studied further and received a diploma with honours. His commitment to zoology and animal conservation was a true reflection of his dedication to the world around him. Upon his return to Malaysia, Abdul Jalil, as the son of a king, could have easily taken a position in the state administration. However, he stayed true to his calling. Instead of taking a high-status job, he worked with the Orangutan Rehabilitation Centre at the Kabili Sepilok Forest Reserve. He dedicated his time and efforts to the rehabilitation and conservation of orangutans, a cause that became one of his life's true passions. Abdul Jalil understood that the world was in need of protection, not just for humans, but for animals as well. But Abdul Jalil's story doesn't end with his love for animals. As he grew older, he realized that the people of his country also needed help and protection. He became actively involved in supporting the Malaysian Red Crescent Society, a humanitarian organization that provided medical aid and support to those in need. With his royal lineage, Abdul Jalil was able to raise substantial funds for these charities, ensuring that the money reached those who needed it the most. His efforts were tireless, and he became known for his generosity, compassion, and dedication to making a difference in the lives of others. At the age of 21, Abdul Jalil made a surprising decision that shocked not only his family, but also the public. Rather than following the traditional path expected of a prince, he chose to pursue a career in law enforcement. He enrolled in the Royal Malaysian Police Training Centre, where he trained for a year and earned the rank of inspector. This decision marked a pivotal point in Abdul Jalil's life. He wasn't content with just being a royal figure. He wanted to serve his people directly and protect them from harm. But Abdul Jalil's story didn't stop there. In another shocking move, he joined the Elite Special Actions Unit, the Malaysian Special Forces Anti-Terrorist Unit. At the age of 23, he passed the rigorous tests to become a member of this prestigious unit, making him the first member of the royal family to ever serve in the police special forces. His commitment to the safety and well-being of his fellow Malaysians was truly remarkable. Abdul Jalil wasn't just a figurehead of a royal family. He was a man of action, someone who wanted to make a real difference in the world. In addition to his work with the police and his charity efforts, Abdul Jalil had a great passion for sailing. From the age of 20, he immersed himself in this sport, preferring smaller sailboats over luxury yachts. He saw sailing as a way to connect with the youth of Malaysia and introduce them to a new exciting sport. To this end, he launched 2 mass programs that enabled over 5,000 young Malaysians, many of them from humble backgrounds, to learn to sail and participate in competitions. At the age of 23, he also founded Liga Layar Malaysia, a series of sailing regattas with cash prizes. This initiative helped popularize sailing and produced several talented athletes who went on to represent Malaysia in international competitions. Abdul Jalil was a man of many talents and a man who cared deeply for his country. He was a defender of nature, an advocate for his people, a brilliant athlete, and a dedicated law enforcement officer. His future seemed incredibly bright, and many believed that he would become one of Malaysia's most beloved and effective leaders. However, fate had other plans for the young prince. In late 2014, at the age of just 24, Abdul Jalil was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer. The news came as a shock to everyone, especially since Abdul Jalil had always been in good health, and there were no signs of illness before the diagnosis. At first, his symptoms were mild, but as the disease progressed, he began to experience weight loss, swelling, and excruciating pain. Despite the gravity of his condition, Abdul Jalil continued to work tirelessly at his post with the Malaysian Red Crescent Society, where he was serving as vice president at the time. His dedication to helping those in need never wavered, even in the face of his own suffering. During this time, Malaysia was hit by the worst flooding the country had seen in years. Heavy monsoon rains caused rivers to overflow, inundating tens of thousands of homes and forcing around 200,000 people to evacuate. Despite his declining health, Abdul Jalil remained focused on his work, assisting with the relief efforts and ensuring that aid reached those affected by the disaster. His efforts saved many lives, and the Red Crescent was able to provide vital assistance to the people in need. As the weeks passed, Abdul Jalil's health deteriorated rapidly. His father, Sultan Ibrahim, insisted that he receive the best possible treatment, and Abdul Jalil was sent to China for a liver transplant. The operation was successful, and for a short time it seemed like Abdul Jalil might have a chance at recovery. However, the reprieve was brief, and within 6 months, the cancer returned with a vengeance. The young prince knew that his time was running out, and he received only supportive care in his final months. Even in the face of death, Abdul Jalil's spirit remained unbroken. He continued to stay upbeat, and even managed to prank the nurses at the hospital, keeping a positive attitude in the face of his inevitable fate. A video of him joking around with a nurse went viral, showcasing his remarkable strength and determination to remain joyful, even in the most difficult of times. In early December 2015, at the age of 25, Abdul Jalil passed away. His death sent shockwaves through Malaysia, and the entire nation went into mourning. Thousands of Malaysians gathered at the royal palace to pay their respects to the prince they had come to love and admire. A police cap and sword were placed on his coffin, symbolizing his dedication to protecting the people. He was buried at the Mahmudiyah Royal Mausoleum, and his father, Sultan Ibrahim, vowed to honor his son's legacy by helping those affected by cancer. In memory of Abdul Jalil, the Sultan established the Tunku Laksamana Johor Cancer Center in Johor Bahru. This state-of-the-art cancer center was built to provide treatment to Malaysians suffering from cancer, and its motto is, "Fight like Jalil." The center has since treated thousands of cancer patients and continues to save lives every year. Abdul Jalil's legacy lives on through this center, which serves as a testament to his compassion, selflessness, and determination to make a difference in the lives of others. Abdul Jalil's life, though tragically short, serves as a powerful reminder that true greatness is not defined by wealth, status, or luxury, but by the impact one has on others. He was a prince who chose to serve his people, a man who dedicated his life to making the world a better place. His story is one of courage, kindness, and selflessness, and it is one that will forever be remembered by the people of Malaysia. Even in death, Abdul Jalil continues to inspire and save lives, proving that a life well lived, no matter how brief, can leave an enduring legacy. What do you think about this incredible story of a young man who gave everything for his people? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's remember the life of Abdul Jalil together. Abdul Jalil's story,